Oh,
Hey everybody, welcome to the Supernatural Beer Bros podcast. I'm your host Andy, and I'm joined today by Ben down San Diego way, Ronnie up in Maine with the pterodactyl-sized skeeters,
What's going on?
and we got special guest Ryan Ryan Norbrock today.
Nope.
With some ghost videos and stories from the house he used to live in Arizona. Should be fun.
might be some Comanche.
God almighty, this computer is killing me. I gotta get a new one. This thing is way too loud.
Yeah.
So,
Makes you feel any better? Those of us just listening on our phones, though, can't hear it.
maybe we'll throw some of our own little, if any of us have any ghost stories in here too. Just have it be our third ghost story video we've done, or podcast.
I told all my good ones in the first one.
You can tell your not so good ones. Listen to that thing.
Ain't worth telling.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It just sounds like white noise, Andy.
All I just hear is grinding. Just sounds like grinding. And like the back of the computer close to the screen is like, it's burning hot. You can't even touch it.
Probably there's some PMPS on it.
All right.
Not sure, but anyway. So let's go for a little screen share here. All right, we're on the same video we were going over before, Ryan.
All right.
So right off the bat,
Well, something that's also really important to know is that when this video is taking place, there's 4 or 5 people in my living room, which is just right around the corner out of camera view. You can't see the camera, or the camera can't see where we are, but just right around the corner.
you mean to the right down that hallway, or where it's all lit up towards the end of that other hallway?
So to the right, if you're associated with the video, to the right, maybe 3 feet, there's an entryway into my living room, and then another probably 6 or 7 feet, there's an entryway into my kitchen. That light that you're seeing is coming from my kitchen.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, all right, so we'll get on with this then. All right, so we'll start playing it. And right off the bat, within the first second, there's an obvious orb that shoots from the center of the screen and up and left past that door. It's like directly center. And a wrench falls on the floor. I'll rewind that.
So what's really strange about this video, well, a couple things are. One is that the video or the cameras themselves, they'll pick up either movement or sound or both. And for some reason, I don't know why, there was no sound with this video. It was just so there was just movement that it picked up.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it picked up that slight amount of movement, and the movement triggered from that orb.
I think it was a spirit of a long dead mechanic looking for his 10mm wrench.
It was
Like
a
the
10 mil.
socket.
Funny as that might be, it was a 10 mil.
It was. I fucking knew it.
Everybody's always looking for the 10mm.
You usually a socket though, not a wrench.
Right. That's why you buy 10mm sockets in like packs of 5. So you
Yep,
get
that's
some
why
extra.
they sell them in packs of 5. Why the fuck that is the case, I don't know, but it is.
Hey, Ronnie.
What?
You are gay.
Anyway, all right, let's move on with it. I think that's it for this video, right? Just after that wrench falls. That's
Well, yeah, that's what you're gonna see. But can you? I don't know how well any of you can see it, but can you guys see that little image that popped up on that book?
well, I can see it because I'm looking at a big screen. I don't think Ronnie can see it.
Can you see it, Ronnie?
What pops up?
Right here?
Look, hold on a minute. Pause it.
Wait, where am I looking for what to pop up?
Can you see my cursor?
Yeah.
Right here. You see that square or rectangle right here, the darker space?
Yeah.
Right here. Something is going to change right there. You'll see it. Something pops out just before this little bag moves and the wrench falls out. All right, watch. You see it just kind of pop out right there?
No.
It's not there. Now it's there. And it's literally, it pops out in the span of like one or two frames. And then
Okay, I see it now.
you see it, how it pops out?
Yep.
And then the bag moves?
Yep.
That's crazy. It's like a little fucking gremlin or something.
Right.
Oh, great. Oh, shit. What just
Oh
happened?
shit. Oh shit.
Oh, my screen sharing is paused.
Something's happening.
Something happened. Let me get to the next video. Apparition. I named the video,
Apparition.
I would know what I was looking at, but
Yeah, I named it the best video ever.
yeah, this isn't that one. This isn't the other one.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, this is the one with the apparition right here, like the misty apparition right on the wall, pretty much.
5 minutes before.
Yeah, and then it steps out. You see this spot right here, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it when you were going back and forth.
Yeah, watch it. See it moving?
Yep.
Comes in.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, because at first I didn't know if that was a speck or not, but never mind. That's very different.
Yeah, but you see it moves back and forth kind of randomly.
Yeah.
Seems to move in and out of the wall too. So
So what's important to know is that wall that it moves out of is the dividing wall between the hallway and the bedroom that the owner of the house, so the mother of the guy that I rented from, his mom died in that room.
Oh, damn.
Hmm.
Yeah, so maybe she hasn't moved on.
Yeah.
Being in Arizona, I was gonna have a question of like, you know, if it was like any like Comanche land or something like that, but
Well, what's crazy is the land that I lived at. So the place that I lived at, specifically, like that geographic location, is very much ancient Indian, ancient native,
right,
and
gotcha.
so many people that have come to my house have had fucked off feelings to the point where they don't even want to get out of their cars.
Wild. And was that kind of the reason that you moved out of the place specifically, or was it unrelated?
No, it had nothing to do with it. We actually liked it.
Well, that's true, because I mean, I know a lot of people just sort of coexist with these things, and there's no bad blood or violence, so they just acknowledge it and okay.
My
Cool.
my wife would have reactions sometimes that were negative. She'd be like, "This, like I don't know." She'd be like, "Can you come help me out of the car? Get me out of the car because I don't want to get out because someone's scaring me." But I never once felt a negative entity feeling in that house. Not one time in the whole time I lived there.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right.
very cool.
Now we're on best video ever.
So this video, guys, is the absolute best representation of a full-bodied apparition that I've ever seen in my entire life. to include on TV and movies, on all the docu shows, everything.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have it.
There's a we'll watch the whole thing like full speed, and then we'll go back and kind of comb through it. All right.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
You see it moving in and out of the wall, dude?
You can see the full body.
The whole body. You can see the head. You can see what looks like head.
Are those its eyes?
I don't know.
Up here on the top,
Yeah.
some kind of reflection. I don't know what that is.
Oh my god.
Or maybe it is. I don't know.
It's not a reflection. There's nothing to reflect on.
You see the one at the other wall?
Yeah, it's super bright.
Like
It's
there's
bright.
two.
Right
There's
here,
two.
right here is when you can see the leg. Like you see a leg right here, ass, another leg kind of goes into the wall.
Yeah, look at
And
that
then
corner
up
part of
here.
the wall right there.
But-
Near the bookshelf.
But the thing that's interesting to me is I'm assuming this is like the top of its head. And then it comes down. It doesn't stand any taller than the doorknob here. So
Dude,
whatever it is,
is
it's
that
super
not-
short.
Is that not a second body right there?
Where?
Next to the bookshelf on that door.
Right here?
No, move over right there.
Right
Move
here?
slightly. No. A little bit over to your, I guess it'd be your right.
This way?
Yeah, right there. Right there.
Right here?
Look at the eyes, man. I see an arm. I see legs. That's a second entity right there.
Wait, on the opposite side of the hall?
On the opposite hallway, literally like right in front of the door.
Dude, there's two of them. I see it. Unless it's and it wouldn't be that reflection of that one because that's
Well, there's a
That's
lot.
Right up close to the camera, Andy, is like, you know, is that just a bunch of dust that goes flying in front of the camera right when this kicks off?
Well, you see this right here is obviously an orb. Look at where it comes out of. It comes out of right here
But-
where you see the apparition, right?
But it flies over by the camera, and then you just see this huge, like, plume of something flying all around the fucking camera.
Yeah, I think it kicks up dust or something when it comes around.
you mean
Yeah,
for-
that's what I was
When I
wondering.
first saw this video, I said, wait, what? When I saw that, I was like, wait, what the hell? And I
so
thought maybe it was a moth flying towards the camera, hitting the camera lens, and then like the feathers of a moth just falling off. But
but that's
it's really
weird.
important to
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Right there,
That can't be a moth.
right there at the corner though. Again, where we first like you see the two double doors and then you go slightly, well to me it's my right. Well, everybody looking at the screen, it should be to everybody's right. There's like two reflections and an
And-
arm.
I don't know if you can see this, but right here, there's something right here, and you'll see it. It's like an orb, and it goes up, see? And it goes out towards that door. See?
Oh my god.
See it?
Yeah.
And then it disappears.
But look, that other thing is still there though.
Yeah, on the left by the wall.
So there's two. He caught two. Not one, but two. I see a body.
Yeah.
well, so the video that was previous to this video was 5 minutes prior to.
So let me ask you, did you just kind of like have this set up running throughout the day or what was the deal?
Yeah. So
Well,
there was an incident. There was something that happened. Something got moved or something in. I asked my son. I asked my wife. I asked everyone how the hell it happened, and no one could tell me. So I went and bought cameras. So that was like,
Yeah.
here's the funny thing, motherfuckers. You think this is funny? Like somebody's gonna atone to this. I'm gonna find out who's doing this crap. You know, only to find out that it wasn't a human. Like
Oh, okay. So you thought at first they were just messing with you and then
I thought somebody just wasn't owning up to it. You know.
right on.
So I went to the store and I bought like 4 or 5 indoor cameras, and I just set them up all throughout my house.
Dude, this is just so wild. Like these two bodies, they kind of remind me of Ghostbusters 2 from the courtroom. Like how translucent they are. I mean, you can see the shapes. But I don't know. I'm just getting Ghostbusters 2 vibes right now.
So there's something else that's really, really cool about this is that, Andy, back up to the very beginning of the video.
Yeah.
Hey, keep in mind, guys, I can't see this. I just know it really well.
Yeah, definitely.
Go back up to the very beginning of the video, Andy. Point out on the wall where that dot is that I showed you that takes off.
Yep.
Right there.
See
right
that
there.
dot?
Yep. Yep.
Now watch frame by frame where this thing goes, and pay close attention to the amount of time it takes to get.
It's like stepping out. Like I feel like I see its shoulder and its leg.
Like you can see the dot. Look, see where my cursor is right here?
I'm not talking about the apparition. I'm talking about the dot.
Yeah, the dot's right here on the wall. You see it, Ben?
Yeah, I see the dot. Yeah.
All right, now watch the next frame. Disappears, and then it goes down the hallway. See it now, down here? Back there,
Yeah.
that painting. And then the next frame, it comes back. See?
It's like jumping between. Oh, dude, that's wild.
So check this out. That all happens. This is what's bizarre. That all happens in less than 1 second.
You're right. It's
There's no
super
bug.
fast.
There's no bug on Earth that can travel that fast.
Dude, you're right. It's super fast.
Yeah. What were you saying? These are 12-inch tiles.
Yeah, they're 12-inch tiles. There's 17 of them.
So from here to here is
17 feet, and then 34 feet back.
yeah.
Can I ask what that painting is? Was it anything special or just a random painting?
Play it back. I didn't hear it. I don't know what ding.
No, the painting on the back wall.
Oh, my wife is an abstract painter, and that's just one of her paintings that hung on the back wall.
Okay, so it's like standing in front of the painting right now too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Dude,
so now we should be at a spot where it's coming back towards its original launch point, right? Where that little dot launched from.
Yep. It comes
Andy,
back.
can you stop it? Can you catch it in mid-frame and stop it where it travels in front of the camera so you can see the 5 segments of this thing?
Yeah. Oops.
Oh my lord, dude! I've never seen anything like this.
Look at it.
You guys-
One, two,
what are you guys
three,
seeing right
four,
now?
5 segments of it.
Yeah, I agree. I see like 4 or 5 sections of some like it's like strung together. Or,
Oh, it's almost like a flying caterpillar.
yeah, there you go.
It's like flying anal beads.
I said it reminded me of like a dragon or like a fucking.
Hey, did you hear him, Ryan?
No,
He said it looks like flying anal beads.
Yeah.
it does really
It's a
with a conscience.
Yeah.
Right.
This-
it's the ghost of a furry.
Right.
You know
What
what's
the
even
fuck was?
after it leaves frame and then it comes back. And you know what's also crazy? If you watch, Ben, you see how it leaves kind of like a translucent trail behind it.
Yeah,
Like, see how it leaves?
but
It
dude, it's
frame, but you can still see the trail it left behind right here
It reminds me of Falcor, guys.
from the never.
the molesting dragon. Yeah, the dragon dog. But what's weird is so that entity stays attached to the wall while this other item flies around. So
Right.
this thing ain't leaving its spot, from what I can tell.
Well, it's up and down the hallway, but
Well, no, but I still see like a ghostly, like I still see like a disturbance in the wall while that thing's flying around, though.
yep,
Right.
that's crazy. And after it left frame, and you know how it comes back into frame like really close to the camera. Oh, that's where I got it paused right now, where it's lit up all bright.
Well, this is where it gets really crazy, and this is the first part of the video that I actually really saw. Is I saw this thing explode, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, it's probably a moth or something, and it's the feathers from a moth. And then I did a more investigation, and I realized there's no way in hell a moth can travel that distance that fast.
Not even the shape of one. Yeah.
But then I did the freeze frame thing like what you guys just saw, and I saw that, and I was like, there's no way that's considered a moth. That's not a bug. That's something else, and it has a conscious pattern that it flies. But I want you to really pay close attention to what happens when it comes back. So it's going to traverse the frame one more time, come back towards the camera, and then it's going to explode. Right after it explodes, I want you to pay real close attention to what happens afterwards. It'll blow your fucking mind.
Was it walking down the hallway?
Listen to that fucking thing. Damn. This computer's gonna take a shit any minute.
So yeah, I see. It looks like I see a leg,
Yeah, you can see that thing like soon as it leaves frame again, and you can see the apparition in the hallway. You see, I can see a foot. I see I see it's obviously wearing pants. I can see
Yeah.
the pants.
So another thing that's really peculiar is right above where you guys have seen that apparition, you're going to see two brilliant bright lights.
Yeah.
Now, those bright lights are not a reflection. There's nothing that could have reproduced it in my house. I couldn't figure out what it might be. Here's the weird thing about it. Even if it were lights or a light anomaly, a lens anomaly, they would be congruent, would they not?
Well, from when we watched the video all the way through, they seem to move back and forth with the apparition too. So
what's crazy is, like, in my understanding of it, is if they were a lens anomaly or a light anomaly, they would stay the same distance apart and just move congruently, right?
Yeah. But I mean, even if it was a reflection, that doesn't explain this blurred out looking apparition that I see in front of my face right here.
But that has something to do with it, and I don't know what that something is.
Hey, maybe maybe the government was testing Project Bluebeam on you.
Maybe. It is Arizona, guys. Tucson.
Yep.
hey, you know.
Yeah. So anyway, that friggin' bright thing traverses, disappears.
Wait, hold on. When that thing was in front of the screen, I feel like, see, now it seems like the item on the door disappeared. Like, I don't even really see much of the bot. Well, no, you see the, like, I feel like something's there. Am I off here, or does anyone else see that on that door right there?
I'm not seeing it. The door on the other side of the hallway, I'm not seeing it.
This door right here, all I see are pixelated, like, color or
Yeah,
shit.
but I see clearly two eyes, like two bright spots right at the very top. I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
watch it again on my computer with you guys and see what the hell what it is, because I've watched that video literally.
Are you talking up?
I don't even know how many times, thousands of times, and I've never seen another apparition.
okay, I just feel like I'm seeing something right now. Maybe I'm just I
You
hope
very
I'm
well
not.
may be, and I may have just overlooked it.
However, you know what? Now that I say it, it does seem like that apparition was directly in front of that. So I don't know if it was reflecting itself somehow.
I don't know. I mean, is it
Yeah, I
that
mean,
it has a reflective capabilities?
I don't know.
I don't know, because like right now where this whatever this floating entity was, I'm looking at that door and I don't see anything. So
Can we just watch it straight through again?
Yeah, let's watch it straight through again.
But you have to watch right after it blows up and watch what happens. Right after that thing blows up. So Andy, you just have to control it slowly.
Oh, it was walking towards the camera. I feel like it. Yeah, it's right in front of the camera.
Not anymore.
Then what are those two orbs right there? Yeah, dude, it's right in front of the camera.
I think it blows that thing up. I think it like spots it and blows it up or something.
It does get closer to the camera.
Yeah, it started walking down the hall, then it turned around.
It did. At first, I think in the beginning, it was walking away, like down the hallway.
It was walking towards the painting, and then explosion happens, and it approaches the camera.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "What's up, bitch?" He's like,
"Isn't that like evidence of conscious behavior?"
I think it is. That's definitely an intelligent haunt.
And then what do you see after it explodes? Show them where those two entities, those two orbs come out once it explodes.
Yeah, so there's the two orbs.
Yeah, see, prior to this, those two orbs aren't there. But then as soon as that thing explodes right here, and then all of a sudden, now you got two orbs right here, all of a sudden.
Andy.
After the...
Andy.
What?
You watch after the thing explodes, and you'll see at the top of the screen two orbs. You'll see one and then the other. They fly over into that position and then stop next to each other.
Yeah, I know. That's
you
what
see them at the top. They fly across, one then the other.
I'm saying.
And they move in a conscious behavior. They're not congruent to one another. Like they move.
Yeah, like you see the apparition here.
Yeah, I agree. They're separate.
It moves down the hallway. This thing comes back. explodes, and
now here's two orbs
now
coming.
you see one of the orbs here and the other one's up here off frame, and now they move in together, and now here they are right here.
Oh damn! So that's two separate entities right there.
Now they're moving together, but now the original entity you can see is here. It's still moving right there in the hallway.
Three? Are we talking about three entities?
But see, now they're moving. But now they're
I
moving
think you might
together.
be talking about 3.
But they're moving together now, though.
They're moving in unison, like it's all part of the same.
Yeah,
Well, maybe it's a ritual then.
I don't know, but
Because if it's tribal, then it might be ritual.
it's definitely interesting. Yeah, I mean,
That-
honestly,
never
like, and I watch a lot of YouTube and like ghost videos and shit, like Nuke's Top 5 and all that shit, like compilation videos and stuff. This is one of the better videos I've seen.
Dude, it's like one of the best I've ever seen.
What about that? What about that one of that ghost by the cannons in Gettysburg where it walks up between the cannons
Yeah,
up in front of them and then
That was a
disappears?
good one. Maybe I'll pull that
That
one.
one was a good
Even
one.
though we did it in a previous episode because I kind of
Has
want.
anybody ever been to Gettysburg?
Yeah, plenty of
I've
times.
been there
We've
like
all
3
been.
times.
So I
I've been.
went there as a young man. I don't know how old I was, 8 or 9 years old. And no, I was 8. And that, that's the first time in my life I ever experienced an off feeling that I couldn't explain.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I mean, I experienced a ghost at Gettysburg. Yeah.
I really wish this computer would shut the fuck up. It's fucking loud.
You need to feed it.
Andy, can you stop the video when that orb is completely formed just above the tiles and show the shape of it?
Hang on, I gotta open the video again.
Oh shit, sorry.
All right. Wait, when the orb is,
So when it's completely exposed?
you talking about the original one that shoots down the hallway?
No.
Looks like
No, I'm talking about after the whatever it is blows up,
Yeah.
when those two orbs float off. And you'll see, if you slow it way down, you'll catch, so I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 tiles up from the frame and 2 tiles away from the door is where you need to stop it. And it'll be a perfect image of an orb that's round but not perfectly spherical. It almost seems like it has a facial image.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm
Oh, no,
still
no,
I'm
it's
still
dude.
fixated. I'm so fixated on the apparition that's close to the wall.
It's like its foot. It's like what? It's like moving in and out.
Yeah, it's almost like it's hanging like halfway in and out of the wall.
Oh my god. No one died there, did they? Like except for that lady.
Just her.
Was it natural death?
Yeah.
Okay, because I just have a weird feeling now, seeing how its foot was kind of moving. It kind of reminded me of someone doing the hempen jig, honestly, a little bit. I mean, I don't know how old.
One other element to the story that I haven't yet said is, do you guys remember when Yeti Gifford got shot?
Yeah.
Senator? So that was a mile and a half away from our house. But the kicker is the little girl that died that day, Christina Taylor Green, she's the granddaughter of the lady that lived in this house.
No. Wow.
And Yolanda was the lady's name. She was alive when her granddaughter died. When she got shot from that douchebag, Jared, whatever his name is.
Oh, so she probably just died real sad then.
All right.
Like,
Well, if it was that little girl, then that would explain why the apparition appears so short.
It's so short, yeah.
It could be the spirit of the girl.
maybe the granddaughter is one of the orbs.
Yeah, listen.
Say that again?
Maybe she's playing with her grandma.
Maybe.
All right.
Dude, that's wild, though. Wow.
Yeah. No,
But those are only two like good visual evidences that I have. I have several other stories from that house that are all 100% true. That, and I'm like a huge science guy, right? So I try to debunk everything with science first, 100%. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
And so, for instance, one time we were sitting in our kitchen, my son and I were, and I was cooking dinner, and he was sitting across from me, looking towards, if you could imagine, basically looking towards the opening to my bedroom door, or looking towards the door to my bedroom. And I saw in his eyes light up, and he had a shit look on his face. And I said, "What did you see, son?" And then it's important that I tell you that he is a huge naysayer of anything supernatural or spiritual or anything that's unexplained, right? Everything is scientifically explained for him.
Right.
I said, "What did you see, son?" He says, "Dad, I don't know. I think your friend Angel is in your room." Angel is a buddy of mine that had been there the day before. There's no chance in hell he was in our room. Well, I went into my room and positioned myself in the exact location, like he told me go left, go right, go forward, go back, whatever, and walked. And he said that it was an apparition of a man, or an image, not an apparition. He never explained it as an apparition. He said it was an image. It looked like a fucking person. An image of a man with a white t-shirt on. And when I went in there, and I'm 6 foot tall, he said, "Dad, that thing was at least 1 foot taller than you." And where it would have walked on that path that I was in was directly into my closet.
Interesting.
And I've seen the full-bodied apparition of a female, more clear than I've ever seen anything in, like, that type of thing in my life. One time I was standing in my front yard looking at my casita, so I have a detached casita guest house, and walking directly 25 feet in front of me towards the main entrance to the house was a full-bodied grayscale, but more light than dark, apparition of a female. And here's the kicker: the weird thing is, it looked like she had an old nurse's hat. And this was the first time that anybody had ever seen anything, or mentioned having seen anything at my house.
Yep.
Another time, my wife and I were in the kitchen making dinner.
Real quick, what area is this in Arizona?
Tucson.
Tucson, okay. Sorry, I just wanted to look something up while you do another story. I want to see what might have existed around there at the time. Sorry, go ahead.
So another time, the same sort of scenario, my wife and I were in the kitchen making dinner. And this is further along in the game, where I've seen hundreds of things previous to that, so I don't even mention them really anymore, because a lot of times people just either didn't see it or they just think I'm fucking crazy. Not really. They don't think I'm crazy, but they just, if they can't participate in it, then they can't empathize in any way,
Yep.
So I saw this woman walk right towards the second entrance to our home, which led into a hallway that led to a laundry room and then to my bedroom. Walk directly through the fucking door into the house. I watched it happen. And no more than 5 minutes later, my wife says, and it was one of those things too, where I was looking at her when she saw it, and I saw her eyes light up. She was like, "What the fuck?" She had that "what the fuck" look. And she said, "Ryan, I just saw a woman in gray or like off-white. It looked like a nurse. She had a nurse's hat on. She just walked out of our bedroom door, outside." And I said, "What the fuck?" That's crazy. Because just a few minutes ago, I saw it walk in, and I never said anything because I knew there's no way you could have seen it, and it didn't make logical sense. So, like, no matter what I say, if you don't see it, you're not going to feel the same.
It's true.
How old was your house?
It was built in '64.
Let me
Okay.
ask you, how far were you from? Does Pastime Park sound familiar?
What? What's the name?
Pastime Park. Does that sound familiar?
Is that Christina's park?
No, because I was seeing something about an old veterans hospital in what's called Pastime Park. Is that in Tucson?
I'm not familiar with the name. No.
I was reading that in 1920, there was a sanitarium established in what's called Pastime Park, and I guess that was the precursor to the Veterans Hospital in Tucson. So I was just trying to see what that might be, because I mean, just
Where
the
is it
thing.
located geographically?
Well, that's what I'll. You know what? Let me take a look at that, because if you're talking about seeing a nurse, I mean that would imply to me that there must have been. I mean, of course, look. I mean, there's the Spanish influenza, which killed, I'm sure, many people in Tucson. So that would have involved nurses.
Tuberculosis was huge back in the day.
Yeah, a lot of things were huge back in the day.
Yeah, let me see where this park is. Yeah.
But if we go back as far as the Hopi days, well, I mean, the civilization still exists, but that area, I mean, so Tucson is only 45 or 50 minutes away from Mexico.
Yeah.
And that area just south of the border, that they call it Sonora, is very, very well known for having magnetic anomalies, kind of like the Bermuda Triangle.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of triangle areas. You got the Great Lakes Triangle. It's mostly in Lake Michigan, though. You got Bermuda Triangle. You got the Bridgewater Triangle, and that's just in North America.
Well, you got the Alaska Triangle too.
Oh, is there one in Alaska?
Yep.
So Tucson, Arizona sits real close to the 33rd parallel, which we all know that's where the pyramids are.
Is that a prominent ley line there or something?
Absolutely, but not only is it a ley line, but it's a vertex of longitudinal and latitudinal ley line. But they're not longitudinal and latitudinal. They're like at a cockeyed angle, you know.
Yeah.
We're talking skinwalkers, man.
Well, I'm pretty sure isn't that the area the Skinwalker legend came from?
Yeah, it's Navajo Indian. It's northern Arizona.
Yeah, so I was thinking.
Skinwalker Ranch is in Utah, though.
So help me out. I have I just want to see what your proximity to it might be. So I have East Pastime Road, and it's near Lumberlost and Fairhaven. Or Lumberlost and Fairhaven.
Yeah, Lumberlost and Fairhaven. So that's where the hospital was?
Yeah, this old veterans hospital. And those are close to Funtastic's Family Fun Park.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's quite a bit further south than where I live, but
okay.
still within proximity.
All right,
so
it's not that
6 miles probably.
Okay, so it won't be that per se, but I mean that doesn't
mean. What is the name of that veterans hospital?
Well, it's called Pastime Park. It was just kind of like a saloon or whatever. Actually, how about this though? Because they said that because now it's like a theme park or whatever, that Funtastics. Because they said the Vets Hospital moved from Pastime Park to another place in 1928. Let me see how close this was to you. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through this article real quick. Let's see. Yeah, all right. So yeah, moved to South 6th Avenue.
Yeah. Okay. So that's where it is now.
Yeah.
And that's about 18 miles away from where I live.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so that would have just made sense to me about the nurse, but I mean that doesn't exclude the fact that it could have been some kind of treat. If it was built in the 50s, the house, that doesn't preclude some sort of traveling nurse from having treated someone. Like, it's just weird because usually a nurse apparition implies some kind of treatment center, you know,
Right.
like an
Weird.
abandoned hospital.
Weird
Maybe
in
was it an old-fashioned looking nurse? Do you remember? Like you'd think, or modern?
Yeah, with so like World War II era or World War One with the weird hat thing that they wear.
Right. Okay, see, that's interesting. Oh, you know what? Because if the house is built in the 50s, I wonder. I'll just keep silently searching on this one because now I'm curious if there was like a World War II hospital treating GIs.
There's you know, in my mom's house here in Maine, you know, there's a spirit of a man here. I don't know why it's here, but I know I've seen it more than once and some weird things have happened. But it's not like an everyday thing. It almost seems to come in waves. Like it'll be quiet for months and then you'll go through a few weeks where it's, you know, really active and then it's quiet again.
Have you ever paid attention to the dates in which it's active?
No, not really. It's usually in the winter time though, when it's really active.
I bet you it's significant to a date.
Yeah, I
Probably.
bet you're right, bud. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep turning my volume down because of this stupid computer. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's loud in my headphones.
Yeah, I mean,
I can hear it now,
differently.
but I've only really heard it on and off.
It's not bothering me, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I know it's going to come out on the recording.
Well,
How do I do a screenshot on a computer, gentlemen?
Do what?
How do I do a screenshot on a computer?
I have no idea.
Hold on. What kind of computer is it?
HP.
Well, it should be the same on all Windows computers.
It says press Windows and print screen key at the same time.
Windows print screen?
Yeah, press the Windows and print screen keys.
Okay.
Where the hell's the print screen key? Oh.
I found it.
So, how was I going to do? So you guys want to hear the EVP growl now?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check it out.
If it doesn't work on yours, if you can't get it to hear, I will play it on mine. I have studio monitor speakers, and you'll hear, at least be able to hear it on this way.
Well, I'm gonna mute my my microphone. So,
And did I only send you one of those or two of those?
The one with you on the couch, just one.
Yeah, there were two of them, and they were absolutely. All right, hold on. I'll get them up and I'll show you.
Well, let me just let's just play this one and see what happens. I'm gonna turn my mic off and then I'm gonna play it.
Oh shit.
That was a phone.
Yeah, but that thing in the corner just moved, right? Am I mistaken?
I don't think anything moves in this video.
Yeah, the thing on the couch or whatever that is. I saw it. Yeah, look.
Where?
The thing right there. That black thing right underneath, like that picture or mirror, whatever the fuck that is on the wall.
Oh, that's his foot, dude.
Oh, is it? Okay, it looks like a weird. I didn't know what that was. All right.
Yeah, that's his foot.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, but right here, like right in the beginning of the video, you'll hear like a sound like a growl or something.
Yeah, I think I heard it. Yeah. What video is this of?
It's just the video of the sound. It's an EVP.
Well, I know, but is this some random or is this his video?
A what?
No, this is his video.
Oh, okay. So this is still the Arizona house. Okay.
Yeah, same house.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, well, that's in my casita.
Got it. Okay. You're right. There's some like sound disturbances there, right? I mean,
Yeah, but
Well,
nobody hears it. It's only on the video. It's only on the audio of the video. Nobody heard it when it happened. It is therefore an EVP.
hey, let me ask you, how close are you to St. Mary's Hospital?
Quite a ways.
Oh, damn it. No, it's not that either. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I guarantee you if there's like some, some in-depth research on the area, I bet there must have been like, I would bet there was like a field hospital or something, maybe during the Civil War, maybe even during the Indian Wars, which lasted up until what, like 1890 something? Or maybe even like World War I with the Spanish influenza outbreak. I bet it's one of those things.
Could be.
Possibility for sure.
I mean, because a nurse is very specific. I don't think a nurse is just going to fuck around at some random person's property.
Well, how active was Arizona during the American Civil War?
I mean, Arizona was actually fairly involved. I mean, for being a small territory, I mean, they actually technically seceded. So.
Well, I mean, they
Yeah.
were probably pretty active during the, Indian Wars too.
Definitely the Indian
During the
Wars.
mid to late 1800s.
Yeah, dude, like a nurse isn't, I doubt like the apparition of a nurse is just going to mess around at some random property it has no connection with.
Yeah, I mean, but then you got to think too, like how many battles have taken place in that area between tribes and stuff too. Throughout thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, but they didn't have nurses dressed like that, so. Was the owner, was the old lady, was she a nurse in her life? Do you know what her career was?
No, she wasn't a nurse.
Okay. Yeah, then my money's on Indian War to sometime to World War II during either camps or treating wounded soldiers in the frontier. Yeah. Or on the opposite, like one of the traveling kind of medical teams to go to back then it was no doubt like a very rural frontier.
Was there a gold rush? Was there a gold rush in Arizona?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, not gold as much as silver and copper.
Yeah,
Okay.
So maybe some of those. I mean, is there a good amount of like little mining towns and stuff that are abandoned?
That's all Arizona is, man.
Like out in that area though, like where you live, or
Right around Tucson, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that those towns had little makeshift fucking clinics and hospitals.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that Tucson would have been a pretty major hub for, ore coming from mining towns to go there to be shipped out elsewhere.
Yeah, miners out there looking to sell their takes and everything.
Yeah, so it's probably any one of those from like 1850s up to World War II era, somewhere in there. I mean, I'm kind of curious because I'm sure there's maps of like what used to exist there, some like local history. If you would go to like the Tucson Library or whatever, I'm sure there's a history of the area by some natives. So that's interesting. That's bizarre. I mean, again, the nurse thing throws me off because obviously that meant something. So
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
But the orbs, I've never seen anything like that in my life. I'm chilled.
So which one?
The best video ever.
Yeah.
That
I agree. It was profound when we saw it for the first time.
Like you caught
the
three.
Nurse, she may have lived there. She may have just lived there. The nurse, may have just lived there. Like you're catching a residual apparition of her
Oh,
like coming home from work.
that's a good point. Because it could have been like some rustic frontier kind of cabin sort of thing,
I mean,
decades prior.
I don't know. Let me ask you this. I mean, anytime that you saw her, did she ever seem aware of your presence?
No.
So she's just
Ooh.
kind of walking through.
Yep. Just like it was a predetermined path that she was walking.
Yeah,
Ooh,
my bet is that it's a residual haunting. It's something that whoever that was did in life, and it's just a physical imprint it left on the physical world.
I think you
And
got
it's
it.
it's like a tape recording playing on loop over and over again.
Yeah, I think you called it.
Possibility.
Like you see that a lot on battlefields and stuff. Like Gettysburg is a prime example, or Antietam. You know, you'll see all kinds of residual energy and hauntings on those sites.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I think you called that one. I think like the big news headline of the day is 3 freaking apparitions interacting with each other.
Right. Interesting.
Like on the fat and skinny scale, this one died of from a failed triple bypass surgery.
Yeah, no, this one's dead and in the ground of a massive coronary. It's,
Yeah,
it's done.
This one spent his entire life fucking eating sticks of butter and laying on his back.
Like, have you ever like shared this with like any of the
No,
agents?
no, because I didn't want to exploit it. But you guys are the first ones I shared it with. Well, except for just friends.
You oughta, you know that show that's on the Travel Channel, Paranormal Caught on Camera?
Yeah.
You oughta submit that one video. With the one that's titled, best video ever.
Mm-hmm.
You ought to submit that one to that show. Like go on Travel Channel's website and submit it to that show. I'll bet you that'll get play.
But
They may even call you for an interview.
Yeah.
It's called Paranormal Caught on Camera. It's the name of the show.
They probably
And they're good ones.
Yeah, they got a lot of good videos on that show.
Yeah, they got a few seasons of it now. There's some stuff that
What's
that
it on? What do you guys watch it on?
it's a Travel Channel
Travel
show.
Channel.
Okay.
But
It's a Discovery Channel fucking
Take off.
yeah, they own Travel Channel, so
they give a lot worse videos than that one play. So I'll bet that it would get on the show.
Yeah, because it's like one of the best videos that's probably ever been seen, dude.
yeah.
I mean, I don't like to exaggerate hardly ever. I like to keep things as real as possible. But that video that I showed you guys is bar none, even including anything that I've seen on TV, the most evident video that I've ever seen.
I wish he was still on the Zoom, Andy, because I would say you should pull up that Gettysburg one with the cannons and show him that one, because
well, I mean, if he's got better signal now, he can rejoin the Zoom if he wants, but
Can you just send me an invite, Andy?
I don't know how to do it from my computer.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do it from my phone, because it's the same account. Maybe I can. I don't know. Shit. Oh, see, it wants to make me switch from my computer to my phone.
That's all right. I'm doing it right now.
I can't do it.
It was just in an effort to not have to put these numbers in, but it's not a big deal.
Yep.
One second.
Yeah.
PJ3T0H.
Wild, dude.
Yeah, I can't, dude. That, like I said, that's probably one of the better videos I've ever seen from any
Dude,
source.
that's the best video I have ever seen.
It's right up there with, I mean, I've seen a few other videos like that one. Like I've seen a couple that are the same thing, like a camera facing down a hallway and like a full body apparition, you know, coming out of one wall and walking through the other wall on the opposite side of the hallway and things like that. I've seen a couple of them.
I mean, that one dude was just like straddling the wall.
Yeah, it's like standing half in and half out of the wall.
That's what I was so confused about. That's why I was thinking, damn, was it hemp and jig? Because at one point it looks like his feet. You know what I noticed was that the foot was kind of kicking at the very end of the video.
Yeah.
Like he was, good. Like he was tapping or something.
Yeah, it was a little, yeah.
I mean, it just seemed very, very much of a pattern of tapping, which I found very kind of unnerving, to be honest. And it made me think, damn, was there some lynching going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the video right now. Hey, Ryan, can you hear us?
Yeah, clear.
All right, cool. Let's see here. Hold on. See if I can.
Yeah, it's that one where he's like, holy crap, look at that, down by the cannons. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if it's this one or not. There's a couple of different videos around cannons. I love how YouTube's got
That's probably not it.
The orders of $35.
just got a shitload of fucking ads all the time now. Is it this one, Ronnie?
no, but it's the other one.
See this? Yeah, this
This
one.
is the one where they run across the road.
Yeah, but it looks like almost like whatever it is, it's something that's stuck to their windshield. Because that's all that I see moving. It moves with the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the car, that's not it.
This one?
No, Andy, that's not it.
This one? Oh, that's the same one, huh?
No, same one.
Where is it?
They like pull up and park facing two cannons.
Pack the car.
Pack the car and have the ad.
Pack the car on Cemetery Ridge.
Go to
I can't believe it's not like right near the top. It's like the best video I've seen.
Go to the
Everything.
bar.
It may be, and maybe just the preview page for it doesn't show it. It could have like a title.
That's not the video.
All right.
You have saved videos, like saved to your profile?
You should be looking for a video
Wait,
that looked
isn't that
very
the one?
similar.
Wasn't that
This
the one
one?
back? Yeah, isn't that it?
I think it's this one.
Yeah, I think that is.
Yeah, because I remember thinking that was something down the road, but I think we agreed it was
We're in
something-
Gettysburg,
Yeah, it's this one.
just before the 150th. Where should I stop?
Can you see this, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch right here around the
Film
cannons.
something here. Yeah.
You'll see whatever it is
There's
walks.
activity
It
here.
starts back here and it walks like out.
All right, so we're gonna sit here for a while and just kind of film the camera. A lot of troops left from here. See what happens.
That's a really still
Watch. See, here it is. Look, it starts here. See it?
No.
Hang on.
The hell's going on?
By a ranger.
Oh, maybe I
This
just
is about
seen
this area
shit.
here, Jay, that the
Didn't
ranger
come out
said
yet.
that there's been some activities. They've heard some rumors about seeing some sightings of something that they can't explain.
There's a lot of troops that left over here, so activity should be strong.
All right, we'll record for like half an hour or so. We're doubles then maybe after that.
Yeah, that'll be a good spot next.
And then we'll probably pick a charge.
Yeah, maybe we can pick up something from there.
I think it's hard though because I can't really. There's been flashlights. I guess I can shine it from the parking. All right, that's all right. We'll videotape here for a while.
Okay.
That'll be fine though. Okay.
I forget, how long did this take?
It's right now. It's gonna start. It's right here. It'll pop up here. There it is.
Oh,
It's
there it
coming
is,
up
right
behind
there,
the cannon.
behind the cannon. See it?
Holy crap.
Yep.
Down by the canyon, see that?
Oh, what is
Yeah.
that?
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Yeah, like there's no mistaking that.
This is a full body apparition. Watch, it comes out in front of the cannons.
No
Look-
way.
look-
What is that?
Look how the can you can see
Friggin'
through it.
Did you
too.
get that on the camera?
It's recorded.
You see that shit?
Like you could still see the cannon's spoke wheel, the spokes of the cannon's wheel.
Yeah, you can see right through it. But you can
You can
see,
see it's a soldier too because it's wearing a Civil War era uniform. You can tell it's wearing a uniform.
You can tell that it's a kepi, like straight up, it's a kepi.
well, you can see when it starts, you can see its head pops up right here and it just kind of just appears out of nowhere. And then it starts to walk.
So, yeah, because you can clearly see.
Look,
like,
see,
yeah,
watch, boom, see, and it just appeared.
shape of that hat, too. Like,
What's cool about this video, watch, like you can see right here, there's nothing there, right? And then all of a sudden, you're watching and then boom, right there. And then it just pops up, just out of nowhere. It's just right there. And then it starts walking.
Holy crap. Down by the canyon, see that?
Oh, what is that?
Holy shit. Oh my god.
So the guys are seeing it with their naked eyes.
Mm-hmm.
No way. What is that?
I have no friggin' idea.
Did you get that on?
And then it starts to walk in front of the second cannon and it vanishes.
yeah.
I would almost bet money that's not real.
What's up?
That's so evident and clear. Like I would almost bet money that's not real. That was composed somehow.
It's a possibility. I mean, you could have had like that guy there or whatever that was. It could have been a guy dressed in fucking green screen material and then they used it and edited the video afterwards.
That
I don't know,
that is really clear and really evident.
That video was good enough though to make it on that show I was talking about, and they interviewed the guy that took the video too, on the show, and he swears that's all raw video. He didn't touch it.
I mean, you have to take everything with a grain of salt, but I mean, we've seen some that are total crap. I don't know how you would manipulate that. That's all. I'm not experienced enough in that field.
How do you guys feel about full spectrum cameras that like stick figure that make stick figures? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the SLS cameras.
What to think
Yeah,
about
SLS.
those? I don't know what to think about those.
I think they're legit, dude. Because they're designed with their software to detect human forms, and I mean, you point the thing at a wall and it's detecting a human form. I mean, even if you can't see it with your eyes, it's detecting and mapping a human form. And I've seen a lot of videos of that too. I don't.
Yeah,
really
those
know how to
SLS
explain it.
cameras have opened a whole new thing into this world.
Well, we can thank Microsoft and Xbox Connect.
It seems like some hocus pocus. What sorcery is this stuff here?
Well, I think what it uses, I think it uses LiDAR, like the LiDAR mapping, infrared lasers. And it shoots out these little infrared lasers in the grid pattern, and it's detecting motion,
I'm talking to
depth or whatever.
Oh.
So
We're doing a podcast.
Oh, okay. That's where it gets its contact points or connect points. Would look like joints and whatnot.
yeah. I don't know. I don't
But
know.
until I see one with my own eye, my own eye and see the physical result with my own eyes, I won't 100% believe it.
I've seen full-bodied apparitions with my own eyes too, especially.
No. I mean an SLS camera one.
Oh yeah, no, I've never even touched an SLS camera, but I know Ronnie can vouch for this too. Our old house in right on 302 in Casco. Dude, that place was probably the most active house I've ever lived in.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I think
It happened on a nightly basis there, like every night.
I told this story on one of our previous episodes, but I was a kid, and I think our grandfather had just died like a few days or a few weeks prior, and I was about to, we were in bed. I was wide awake though, and I watched this thing, and it looked a lot like what was on Ryan's video, except I could see the entire body right in front of my face, like, and it was walking around the edge of my bed, walked over in front of Ronnie's bed, and was just standing there looking at him for a good 5 minutes or so.
What? Just once?
Yeah, just the one time.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is right around that same time period after our grandfather died, I saw the same damn thing. But I woke up in the middle of the night and happened to see this thing standing next to Andy's bed, and it was not like leaning over the bed, like watching him sleep. Like, it was weird. Like, it wasn't a full, like, you couldn't tell it was a human. It wasn't a human form. It was kind of like this wispy, you know, you could tell kind of like head and shoulders and body, but you know, there was no visible arms or appendages or anything. It was kind of just leaning there, like leaning over his bed, like around by his pit, like watching him sleep.
Did your grandfather ever check on you all at night?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Not that I remember.
I mean,
I was too young.
well, that's something he probably did though in life, is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
for example,
we were 5 or 6 when he died, so I mean, we were young when he died.
yeah. So when you were babes and toddlers, he probably like would come in, I imagine, maybe do a life check, because as a parent I can verify that I do life checks every night, because look, they kind of do things that they did in life. Because for example, my grandmother used to go around to my mother and her sisters, and she would like tug at their toes just to check on them. That was like her own version of a life check. That's what she did for whatever reason, tug at their toes. So after she passed, and my mom was going through MRI treatments, and she was on the table, she felt her toes being tugged, and no one else was there. So she instinctively knew it was her mother checking on her because of that behavior, that common behavior she remembered from childhood.
Yeah. Possibility.
And no possibility. I think that he was just probably checking in on you all since he passed. So
yeah.
Well, hold on. What do you see, Andy? Like, did
same
you
thing.
see
Literally the same thing he did, except I could see arms and legs.
Okay. Could you tell gender?
No.
All right. Yeah, I'd bet money is your grandfather just doing a life check.
But it wasn't like your stereotypical shadow figure or anything either. It was a shadow, but it was white. It was like a white shadow, kind of.
Yeah, same here.
Like it was illuminated. Not. I wouldn't even say illuminated, but it was visible in the dark. It was brighter than the dark around it.
It was a good entity. Yeah.
Was it brighter than the dark around it, or darker than the dark around it? And I only asked that for one reason. I'll tell you why in a second.
No, it was a lighter color than the dark around it.
So I told you this, Andy, that for years and years and years and years and years, 15 years plus probably, I haven't had sleep paralysis or sleep night terrors, whatever you want to call them, right?
Yeah.
One thing that's really important to know is when I moved into that house in Tucson, I stopped having them, and I haven't had one since.
Yeah.
But only 2 days before that, I stayed in a hotel. We stayed in a hotel for 2 days. 2 days before that, I had them. I had one in a hotel. And they got so commonplace that I mean, you can't dismiss them. You can't be like, okay, fuck this. I'm just not going to pay attention this time. But they just didn't have the same barrier and the impact that they didn't. The bearing wasn't there. It didn't seem like it was crossing any levels anymore. You know, like it just didn't bother me the way that it did in the beginning. But that apparition that you were explaining, Ronnie, where you said it was like wispy and not not discernibly human. That's what I see. I would see swirling on the ceiling through my eyelids, gentlemen. So when I said, is it darker than the dark? Then is it darker than, the perceivable dark, or lighter? Because these things were darker than the perceivable dark. And I could see them through my eyelids. And I would always tell
Right.
myself, Ryan, don't open your fucking eyes. Don't open your eyes. Don't open your eyes. But I think you guys know as well as I do that if you tell yourself to don't do something like that, you're going to do it.
Well, I mean, I've seen the shadow people before, and it's almost as if it's almost as if like a black hole, like it absorbs the light around it. Like there's no light.
No, it's dark.
It's darker than the pitchest
It's so
black
dark
you've
that you
ever
can
seen.
see it through a pitch black room.
I was just having the same thought. Kind of like a black hole where not even light escapes it. It's just black, dark, just blackness.
It just consumes everything.
So when these things first started happening, I was pretty fearful of them, right? Like they bothered me, and I didn't get good sleep because of it. And I'd stay awake on purpose so I wouldn't have to deal with it. And I tried to sleep past or go to bed past a certain hour. So maybe it was the witching hour, for instance, that was bothering me, or whatever. And it was only as of recent, within the last year, no, so probably 3 to 4 years, that I realized, I think that, and this could be, I could be completely wrong, but I think that I have an ability to connect with these things, and they know that, and they're not there to hurt or be malicious. They're just there to like communicate. And it's like I told Andy last night. I said it's like when you're in the barracks, you got a bunch of drunk fucking idiots swarming around your bed. Be like, hey, dude, get up, dude, get up, hey, get up, motherfucker, get up. That's what it feels like as a pester. I only had one incident in my entire life where it was a negative entity, a very, very negative entity, and it was a female. It was an older female, but she wasn't quite human. And it was the clearest image that I've ever seen of any kind of apparition ever, sitting on my chest. So I believe that this thing was a succubus, and it's really peculiar that this one time that this happened, my wife walked into the bedroom and I could see her, and this is crazy too, because I can see her like as if I'm looking at her right now, but it was dark. So like my eyes had the ability to see through the dark when in times like this. And I saw her walk in the room, walk in the bathroom, grab something and walk out. And the whole time I'm screaming at her top of my lungs, or I'm begging her to just interact somehow, touch me, turn on the light, say my name, something, because this thing will go away. Because I know it will, because it always does. Whenever I get interacted with, it goes away. And she walked in, grabbed the thing out of the bathroom, and walked out, never even looked back. And I had this extreme, like, holy fuck, despair feeling, like bad, like really, really bad despair feeling. And so I screamed at the top of my lungs when she was walking out the door, probably like a girl, and it screamed back. And when it screamed back, I don't even know how to explain it other than it was the most piercing physical sound that I've ever heard in my life. Like, I could feel it kind of like pulse, if you will. Like, it was really powerful and really loud and really, 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 really fucking discomforting, really uncomfortable feeling. But I remember looking up at this thing's mouth, and this mouth was wide open, like the size of a grapefruit. And it was just a black hole inside its mouth. And you could see, even though it was a black hole, I could see back through it like eternity. Like I was looking through a lens or something, and I could see as far as the eye could, when its face was right, when its face was right in my face. And what's really crazy is my wife, she painted a painting. My wife does abstract paintings. She painted a painting. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys to show you somehow. She painted of a woman. It's going to be really hard to explain. I'll just show it to you if I can find it. And And this painting is actually owned by her stepdad and her stepmom. But it sat in our house for a long time, and it never gave me the heebie-jeebies. But this painting is the closest indication that I've ever seen to, well, not really. There's one thing I found on YouTube that was really like striking and similar. But when I told you guys that I could see through its mouth, into its mouth, its head for a long ways, like as far as the eye could. When I show you, you'll understand what I'm saying. And my wife, I told her about the painting in correlation with the succubus thing. I never told her that the succubus thing even happened, and that she like left me high and dry in the bedroom when I was screaming at the top of my lungs for her, because there's no way that she could correlate that or empathize with me in any way. Until one day I did fairly recently, and I told her about that painting, and she's like, Jesus Christ, that painting's up in our house for 2 years and you haven't still heard about it. It didn't find.
Oh, we're losing you.
You
Breaking
don't
up.
hear it? You can't hear me? God dang it. I can hear you guys fine.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so there's that thing, but ever since I moved into the house in Tucson, not one time had a sleep paralysis or a nightmare issue, and I've come to only realize, I think, the reason why is because is like the enough where they can interact. And, I think
I can't hear anything.
They're not
really bad.
Hey, I think we're gonna have to switch back to the phone, Ryan.
okay. I'll do that.
All right, here, hang on, I'll call you.
So, was the painting related to what? Was he saying that the painting was related to what he saw in the succubus's mouth?
I think he's saying the painting was look.
I'm
It's the
sorry.
closest thing to
The
what it
person you
looked
called
like.
has a voicemail box that has.
Oh, well, apparently he doesn't have enough.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What are you? Is this a Zoom call or is this a phone call?
No, I just tried to call you on the phone and it just went straight to your voicemail. So.
Oh. Well, I tried to answer it and I hit decline. So you can call me again.
Oh, all right. I can hear you good now. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Let's just do the phone though, because it's gonna probably happen again. Not
you know, it was probably me because I was searching through my phone. I probably had my head too far away from it, so you guys couldn't hear what I was saying.
No, it was
No,
breaking
you were
up. It was
breaking up.
real bad. Yeah, I was going like dong dong dong.
Oh shit! Okay.
I couldn't hear
Like
anything.
seeing some fucking robot.
Yep.
Wait, yeah. So
Yeah,
what
you
you were saying something about the wife's painting? That's where you started breaking up real bad.
Well, so my wife painted this painting just out of the on a whim. Like there was no correlation directly between what I had ever seen, and she didn't know what had about that incident. She didn't. I never told her about it until afterwards. And that painting sat in our house for about a year and a half, 2 years, waiting for her stepdad and stepmom to come to our place because of COVID. They were scheduled to come like a long time ago, and then it took like a year longer than we anticipated.
Right.
And so it's that I hung it above our TV in our house for the purpose specifically to keep it like unharmed, you know.
Right. Right.
So they could get it when they came. But I told her eventually after we got rid of the painting, after we gave it to her stepdad and stepmom, that that is a really close representation to what I saw sitting on my chest. And she was all butthurt about it, like she didn't know how to feel about it. She was upset, but she's like, why didn't you ever tell me? Like, I would have changed it. And I told her, I said, well, I couldn't tell you because you wouldn't understand it. You wouldn't empathize in a way that, like, there's no way you could know.
Right.
And I didn't want to ruin the beauty of the painting for you because it's a painting, and I didn't want to ruin that for you. So I just, left it well enough be. But then one day I was thumbing through the internet, just looking at random shit, and I found almost an exact image of. If you guys Google succubus sitting on a man chest, you'll see it. It is fucking insane. Like, that is exactly what I saw.
So did this thing have like
and
huge tits or what?
Yeah.
Because when I think of succubus, I think of like some kind of evil temptress or something.
she wasn't hot at all.
Like the sirens of ancient Greece.
Yeah.
So she wasn't hot at all. She was very disturbing looking.
Well, so would you say she's a 12-pack or an 18-pack maybe?
On the beer.
It's really hard for me to say. I never saw like the full body. The torso up, sitting on my chest.
Well, I mean, the fact that it
was leaning forward, so I didn't get the image that I think you guys are asking me about. I didn't really see that,
Right.
and I really wasn't paying attention to whether it was fuckable or not at that point.
Right.
Because no bullshit, that
asking.
was a scary moment in my life. Like,
Well, if that was Ronnie in your place, he'd be pegging.
Probably.
well, I mean, the truth is like, I don't know. It was a scary situation.
Yeah.
That I didn't explain in any way,
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the true tradition or whatever of this podcast, we got to get at least one pegging joke in.
Yeah,
per episode.
he's been really silent.
Huh?
He's been really quiet on the pegging commentary.
I know. Ronnie hasn't mentioned pegging once.
No, it's probably the saddest bit of news I saw come out of NASA, according to the Babylon Bee, was that they put out that alien life may not be peggable. So I said my response was anything is if you're brave enough.
Everything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
So did the Marines and aliens try to peg the xenomorph?
Right.
Hey, you're coming in kind of muffled, dude, like you're talking into a sock.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear him good?
Muffled.
No, Andy.
No, it's muffled.
The sound from your computer is like drowning him right out.
I know, it's fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
That's why I need to actually recharge, so I need down and finish up.
No, it's the same way that he sounded when he first got on.
Dude,
We lost him?
What did he say? He was going to get off and then come back?
Yeah, I don't know. He said we should finish up and he was gonna come back. I don't know.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end anyways. So I think yeah. We're well over an hour now. So you got anything else you'd like to share, Ryan?
Not really.
No.
I mean, there's plenty of stories, but they're all like, I don't have anything to back them up or speak or to give you guys an understanding of what it is I might be talking about. Maybe if I had like a layout of my house or something, I could explain more. That hallway was a huge epicenter, huge epicenter for activity.
Yeah.
You think it was
There
a
was one
vortex
time
in your
when
house?
I was looking on the camera, it was like a current. I was looking at it live, and it literally looked like a fucking blizzard. Down the hallway, like there were so many orbs, and there were small ones and big ones, and they were moving all erratic. And I walked down there, went around the corner with my light, with my camera on, and snapped some pictures. And I also went down there with my camera or my I turned my video camera on and tried to videotape or try to catch video of them, and they didn't exist. But on the camera right before that, literally fucking 3 seconds before that, there was so many of them that looked like a blizzard. Looked like you guys ever driven into a blizzard, like when it was coming down and it was hitting your headlights?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like in my hallway. And when I tried to capture it, I couldn't.
Interesting.
And unfortunately, some of these videos, a lot of these videos were on my wife's old phone, saved to a device, not a device, I'm sorry, but an SD card. And her phone got lost or stolen. And so we lost a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because the way those cameras work is that you have to have an external source of some sort. So like you have to have an SD card, or you have to have an external, you have to pay for a cloud for them to capture video all the time. Otherwise it just only captures video when it's told to, like when it actuates for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I mean, my personal opinion on orbs is I don't put too much stock in orbs when the orbs are just standalone and it's just orbs. But I love videos when it's like what you have, when it's an orb and then something happens to kind of corroborate the orb.
Not
Like,
only
okay,
that, or
could
something
be
happens,
something.
then an orb manifests from it, or an orb comes from it. That was one of the most compelling things about that whole video for me. Is after that thing exploded, how the orbs just appeared, which lends to the idea that I support scientifically, that all energy can never be destroyed, you know, and it never goes away. It just transfers from something to something.
Yeah,
And that's regardless, it be human energy with electric pulses in your heart, or I don't know, a fucking bug, you know?
yeah,
It doesn't matter what it is.
that's actually a law. It's the law of conservation of energy.
Well, you gotta be careful with the
Energy
word
can't be
law.
created or destroyed.
I'm well aware
it's
that
only
it's a law, but you gotta
transformed.
be careful.
It
I'm
can't
well
be
aware that it's
created
a
or
law, but you gotta be
destroyed.
careful with that word.
What word? Law?
Law.
Well, I mean,
Because
it's not really. I mean,
Was it
I
Einstein?
think that makes sense because, I mean, yeah, I've never seen where energy
it's Sir
can
Isaac
actually
Newton.
be destroyed. I've only seen, I've seen it transform. It can be transformed, you know, but you know, into a different form. But and the energy itself is never destroyed or gone. It just moves either to a different state of matter or what have you.
So I've been saying for about 10 years now that if I could create any invention in the world, any invention, I could create any invention, it would be an apparatus that we would be able to see the all energy spectrums. So we'd be able to see all the different energy, you know, that are present at any given time anywhere. That to include radiation blasting through the walls, to everything. And the
Yep.
first thing that I would want to do is watch a human body die. I know that sounds morbid, but I want to see if there is a discernible energy that exits the human
Well,
body
yeah,
and goes.
Well, I mean, they've already. I think there was a doctor that had.
There was, but he only did 3 experiments, and it was 8.08 grams. Like,
Yeah, like
he got shut down.
yeah, it was minuscule, but it was measurable.
No, but he wasn't able to get enough of a body of work to call it even a theory, because I think it's because he got shut down. They said, "Fuck you, you're not doing this experiment."
Yeah, they were scared
Right.
what he might find.
Yeah.
Oh no, God forbid that, you know, you can't give people on a scientific level some clarity about death, and that in fact death isn't the end, because it doesn't fit the agenda of the people in charge. See, they want everybody to be in fear.
That's exactly right.
Well, yeah. I mean, what is there to fear if what is there to fear about revolution if you know that when you die, you're going to continue on in one form or another?
Nothing.
There's nothing to fear. So then, hence, people will be more likely to rebel against their government. So yeah, I mean, the government can't have it.
Well, the Incans and the Mayans, the Aztecs back in the day, they used to do sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
They used to sacrifice human bodies, males, females, and different, didn't matter. But do you know that it was an honor for them to be sacrificed?
I believe the Vikings did that too. They'd actually volunteer to be sacrificed.
That's right.
For good harvests, for good fortune in battle and raids and everything else.
That's because they were not fearful of where to go next.
I'm not afraid of it, and I'll tell you why. Because I believe in reincarnation, and I'll tell you why. I can't remember how old I was when I started having this dream, but I had a recurring dream, more of a nightmare, of the end of a previous life, and it was in a war. And I know I could never explain it. I still can't explain it because in any other way, because I was too young to have any concept of what war was like, any concept of war at all. And in this dream, I don't know much about myself except that I was either a U.S. soldier or a Marine, and we're patrolling through a jungle. It's pretty densely wooded, and we're on like a small path, like a trail, almost like a game trail or something. And we're walking down, and we're on patrol, and then we get ambushed. And we're returning fire, and we're shooting it out, and I take a hit, and I'm blown back onto my back, and I'm laying there. I can't breathe, and I'm trying to yell for help. And everyone around me is still shooting and everything. I'm trying to yell, somebody help me. And I can't even get a word out. Can't get a sound out of my mouth. And then I wake up. And I've had that dream I don't know how many times. And I've had it since I was a kid.
Do you dream lucid?
Very, very, I mean, I'm not lucid, but it's very vivid. Like I remember every detail.
But you don't dream lucid, so you can't interact with your dreams. You can't go back into them. You can't.
No.
What about you,
No.
Andy?
Sometimes. I don't know. It depends, I guess. I don't know what it depends on, but sometimes I dream lucid and sometimes I don't.
Do you guys dream in vivid color as you see with your eyes today, or do you dream in like sepia or some shit?
Oh yeah. Like when I do dream, and I don't dream very often, but when I do, it's always in living color.
And you guys don't. Well, you said, Ronnie, you have reoccurring dreams. You have that dream reoccurring. Do you have sequences of other dreams that do?
I have in the past, but the other one was more of like just a nightmare. It was, when I got back from Iraq and stuff, it took a little while. It went away on its own though.
So I have a lot of reoccurring dreams. And I also have this weird ability, I don't know if it's ability, curse, a gift, to communicate with people from my life that have passed away. And I did it with my grandfather, my great grandfather, for years and years and years, for 20 plus years, until my dad died. And then once my dad died, I started doing it with him. And I no longer did it with my grandpa. And I haven't had one with my grandfather since. But when I try to explain these dreams to people, they're not really like dreams in the same sense that you would call a dream. And I can't explain the way that it is, other than to say that I can feel that person's presence there, as opposed to just see them. Like it's
Right.
a very deep physical, tangible dream.
Yeah, I had one dream like that, and it was with my great grandmother. I was in the army at the time, and she passed away, and I was pretty upset about it. And there were some reasons, but it doesn't matter now. But anyway, a few nights after she passed, she came to me in a dream, and she was sitting on the steps in an old house we used to live in, and I was aware in the dream, like lucid, like I was aware it was a dream
Right.
because obviously I knew she was dead. Like so I mean, I asked her, I'm like, how are you here? Like, and she just gave me the whole, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. All that stuff that you're upset about that you didn't do, should have done. Don't worry about it. I love you, so on and so forth. And I woke up and I felt better. But
yeah, I've had my dad died when I was in Iraq. I was on mid-tour leave for 10 days, and I had just gotten back to Iraq. I'd done one patrol after being back, and my dad committed suicide. I had to turn around. And somewhere between that night of sleep, the flight over, because I went straight from Biop to the States. And when I got to my mom's house, somewhere in that realm of time, I had a dream that still to this day is one of the most vivid dreams I've ever had in my life. I finally found a gentleman after all this time. I've been looking this whole time.
What did you find?
That painting.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And again, this painting, I'm not saying that it's negative or evil or anything in any way. All I'm saying is the way that the paint kind of flows off the back, you'll see when you look at the picture, the way the paint kind of flows off the back reminded me very much directly of with that stupid succubus bitch. And then
she just wanted your seed. Succubus need loving too.
Well, get it elsewhere.
You know what, Ronnie? What was crazy?
Single at the time, I probably participated. Huh?
You know what's crazy is I was talking to Ryan. Was it this last weekend? And I was telling him the story of that visitation dream. Remember the one I shared on the podcast?
Yeah.
About my dad and grandpa before I deployed?
Yep. Yes.
He knew all the details of it before I told him.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember telling him that story.
I know you never told me personally. I think I read it on Facebook.
I don't remember putting it on Facebook either. I don't know. That's not saying that it didn't happen. That's just saying I don't remember. There's a lot of things I don't remember.
Maybe he listened to the podcast where you told it. I don't know.
Well, I also have a lot of weird shit that happens to me. Like, all right, so let's go back to that dream. So I had a dream that I know exactly where it was. It was the Denny's in Colorado. I know exactly what bench seat I was sitting in by myself. And I know, like, I could go there right now and reenact it perfectly, and it would go down exactly like I said. But I'm sitting in this a booth seat, and I look out the window and I see my dad and my mom walking down the sidewalk, and I know that my dad's dead because I'm flying home for his fucking funeral. Yep. I run out there and I say, "What the fuck is going on?" My mom is silent. She won't speak. She won't say a word. She just won't.
Let's see it, Andy.
That's the painting.
Oh, you get it finally?
Yeah, he just sent it to me on text.
My mom won't say a word, and my dad looks at me straight in my eyes and says, "Buddy, it's okay. I've had a rough couple of days, but everything is fine now." And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Uh, like, how can this be a thing? And he wouldn't answer anything more, nor would she. So I woke up, and it was a powerful dream. But it was shortly
Yeah.
after that that I started having dreams about him in my sleep.
Yep.
And then, so Andy tells me about this dream that he has where he has a visitation by his grandfather and his dad. And I already know this. I'd already heard it. I'd already something. Somehow I already know it. And that seems odd in a couple different senses. But when my dad killed himself, he left a death letter. And in that death letter, he went from writing in pen to highlighter to what looked like crayon, right?
Yeah.
The more progressively bad he got that night.
Yeah.
My mother took that note the night that it happened, the night that he died, and tore it up and burned it in the trash can. And she swears to God to this day still that I've never seen it. But here's the problem. The problem is I can tell you exactly what it says on the letter. I can tell you exactly why my mom tore it up, because he was talking shit about my other little brothers and she didn't want him to see it. And I can tell you exactly, like, I explained it to her. I explained it to her verbatim. My mom almost fucking passed out when I told her this. She said, Ryan, there's no physical way in hell, no way, no possible way you could have seen that letter. I tore it up and burned it in the trash can the night that it happened.
Yeah.
But I've seen it somehow. And I don't know how I saw it. I don't know where it is that I saw it. I just know that I did see it. Or I experienced it somewhere, or whatever verbiage you want to use. I know what the letter consisted of. I know what it looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like,
And my mom
Ronnie,
still to this day doesn't understand how it's possible.
like, Ronnie has dreams of the past. Ryan has dreams of random stuff that he shouldn't know about, but now he knows about. And I have dreams of the future.
Yeah. Andy sees
feel is-
nuclear destruction in the future. So
Yeah, well, that's not all. I mean, there's a lot of other things. And I had one recently, probably about a month ago, and I don't think I've told this story yet. And I think now's a good time, and we can end with that because we're going like super long right now. Now this is weird because it wasn't technically a dream because I wasn't asleep. I was trying to go to sleep, but I wasn't asleep. Now, I had just closed my eyes. I was still completely awake, lucid, and everything. And it was like I was watching a TV screen flicker on in front of my eyes, and my eyes were closed. And there was a figure on the screen. First thing I saw was like this blurry figure on the screen. Couldn't tell what it was. Then it shot over to like almost like somebody's flying a drone with a camera, watching a drone. And I'm watching like all this different landscape pass beneath, panning past the screen. Forest, desert, Arctic tundra, whatever. And it just keeps going. And for some reason, and I don't know what it means because nothing spectacular happened. And at the end, it kind of flicks towards like I'm standing in a gas station, a parking lot gas station. You can see the gas pumps, but there's no cars. Everybody's on foot, standing in line, and this line extends for miles.
For gas?
No. Nope, they're not waiting in line for gas. The line goes down the street past the gas station. And it extends, the line goes for miles. It's people standing in line. And then, and that was it.
Go back to that dream and figure out what the line was for.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to make it happen again, but I can't.
Can't do it.
Nope.
That fucking sucks because, again, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but I can do it. Sometimes it's a shitty dream, but I have to go in and culminate it. Like I gotta finish it, you know?
Well, I'm sure like if I knew how to control it, I could probably make it happen again, but I don't know how to control it. Like I truly feel I have this ability to see things. I don't necessarily know what they mean, but I see things in the future.
I don't know how to explain it to you, but just do it. That's all I can say. Like, I know it's really weird. That's a really asshole thing to say too. Just do it. But I don't know how to portray the message any other way. Like, it's not something that I was ever taught how to do, or that I taught myself how to do coherently. If I did teach myself how to do it, to resurface dreams or go back into them, and like I can go back into a dream that I've had before that was a shitty, horrible dream, and tell myself, "Hey, stupid fuck, this ain't real."
Yeah.
And then pull myself out of it.
Andy, tell him about the nuclear dream and the Chinese invasion dream.
I think I told him about it already.
Did he tell you about that?
He has, yeah, so sort of.
Yeah. So anyway, I've told this on the podcast before too, but in the dream, I was at work. I was coming off a break, like a 15-minute break. I was coming out of the break room out into the parking lot, then to go get back on my machine. But when I come out of the door from the building, looking directly west from my position is March Air Force Base. And I see a flash and then a mushroom cloud, which is kind of unrealistic because where I'm located at at work,
You'd be vaporized.
yeah, I'm in the blast radius. I mean, unless they're using small tactical nukes, but even then, I mean, I'm well within the danger zone. So, I mean, I couldn't be any more than 3 to 4 miles as the crow flies.
Right.
So it's pretty close. Then I see 2 more flashes southeast or southwest of where I'm standing, which I was assuming, because, you know, I don't know, but I'm assuming that that was Pendleton and the naval base, the shipyard down there in San Diego.
Yeah.
And it was realistic enough to where I panicked. I got in my car, tried to start it, and it wouldn't start because the EMP fried the computer.
Right.
But you know, that's not saying anything. I mean, even a random dream could do that, because like you told me last time I told you about it, it could just be because of my general knowledge of nukes and how they make an EMP that I just manifested that in my dream because I already have that knowledge of it. But it was so I don't know, it was just so fucking real. The way I was seeing it, it just looked so vividly real.
Does it haunt you?
Well, I mean, it does kind of, because I remember it in detail.
Like not in sleep. I don't mean in sleep like when you're sleeping. I mean like daily. Is it forefront in your mind a lot?
Not really. I mean, but
it's a memory that you can't just.
Yeah, it's not something I can just.
You can just put it in the back and like forget about it.
Yeah, I mean this dream happened a couple of years ago, so, and I still remember it like I just had it, 5 minutes ago. So.
Yeah, and then there was the other one where like you saw the Chinese landing on the beach on TV or something in the dream.
Yeah, I was at like an Applebee's or something, like one of those restaurants that have a lot of TVs everywhere.
You guys ever fuck, my brain just shitted, so I don't know what I was gonna say.
All right, well let's wrap this up, Andy, and we can continue.
All right. Yeah. So if you want to get a hold of us, email is supernaturalbeerbros@gmail.com. You can hit us up on the DMs on Instagram at SBBpod. And we're on every major podcast platform. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all that shit. And yeah, that's just about it.
Mhm.
So,
Sounds good.
yep. So,
Yeah.
this has been what?
So Yahoo.
Yahoo. This has been the Supernatural Beer Bros podcast, and we are signing out.